as well as DS. Whoever wins this, I think they go on to the finals, and it's going to be a clear winner. Now, going into the draft for the last match of this semi-finals, they do ban the Matilda. So I think throughout the last four games, we're seeing pretty similar bans. There's really nothing new coming in from them. They banned the Cecilion, they ban out the four wheels, they ban out a few marksmen. So it's really nothing new.
Exactly so. And Meow Meow Gang this time, they realized that no matter how good Fred is on that Matilda pick, they decided to ban it out. And now DS will be using that ban in their advantage to ban out the heroes they really want to ban. Like in all matches so far, we had seen that DS was the ones banning out on that Matilda, but this time Meow Gang did the job for them. That just makes the ban phase a lot more easier for the side of DS. And now Fanny will be the one they are probably going to try and ban, possibly an assassin, maybe the Ling even, or even the Jukshin could be banned out by the side of Daaku Sena, or last but not least, definitely that Bruno ban could be coming in.
Yeah, I think the Zoosh is already banned out by Meow Meow Gang, so that's one less mates to worry about for the self team Daku Sena. But like you were saying, I don't know. Fanny, I don't think she's a bannable hero. I think you can counter her, especially when you're playing five people. Just pick up someone who can stop her, maybe like the Ruby, maybe like the Kufra, but it all depends if they're so scared of that Fanny. Now, they banned the four wheels this time around. Last ban for the 5 team MeowMeow Gang, and they banned the Fanny themselves.
I- Okay, I think I know what's going on here. I do think that the team names might just be, here and there. It's a possibility. But then again, if it is
Wait, wait.
actually Meow
So,
Meow Gang.
MeowMeow Gang had the first pick last time, right?
Yes,
So,
so
that
now
could be,
it's
yeah.
DS. Yep, and that's what's going on. So okay, we are okay with the bans. So Dakusina will be the ones banning out that Matilda Jukshin and Fanny once again, and Sicilian Phobius and possibly the Bruno coming in, maybe being banned out by the side of Meow Meow Gang, or even still, they could be going in with the Gatotkacha ban and pick up on that Ixia once again, like they did in the third game itself. So definitely a matter of time before we see on what they actually ban and pick up.
Yeah, I mean the chip is still open, but I don't see either teams trying to pick him up. I think he was picked up one game, but no, banned the Eve instead. Eve last game did pretty good. Yamraj had good positioning, especially since Pyongyang Gang was at the back foot throughout the whole game, so he had a good game. But they just don't want to risk that kill box composition. Now Dakusena first pick immediately pick up the Bruno. Now Bruno, he's just such a menace. Probably going to get a few nerves coming in pretty soon. But as soon as he picks up the Malefic gun, it's going to be tough. But we saw this happen before, Sarah. I think this was the third game, right? We saw them pick up the Bruno. But unfortunately, MeowMeow Gang went in for the full dive in composition. They could not protect the Bruno whatsoever. So this time around, hopefully, they draft much better.
Okay, but then again,
Yeah.
you lived up to your name. You jinxed that for them. And the Gatotkacha and Hylos pick comes in right away. And the next pick that I can possibly guess is going to be a Valentina as well as a Joy coming in from the side of Meow Meow Gang. As for DS though, they really need to think of a possible counter. Go ahead with that X-Borg pick. You can literally counter both Hylos and Gatotkacha with that one single jungle pick. But then again, in the EXP, Jazz might go in for a CC, but their jungler Patroclus will be looking for that alpha pick. Alpha definitely still good here, counters the fighters very well with his true damage, and Aurora once again a decent pick. As for Meow Meow Gang though, I would still stick with that Valentina and Joy pick, which might just be coming up right next.
Yeah, I mean, just pick up the joy at this point. You know, the Kaja is not going to be able to stop you. I don't think anyone's going to be able to stop the joy right now. From what we've seen from Dakusena, we saw the same composition, Sarah. We saw the Aurora, we saw Bruno. This time, Fredrin was there, but this time we have the Alpha now. They do have a bit more damage. They're not relying on to the Bruno completely. And look at that, Joy gets picked up immediately from Yamao Gang. It's sort of deja vu. I mean, if the Kaja comes in, I'm just gonna be like, nah, this is just a repeat.
No, we're just going to be flipping right then and there. And look at the bands as well. Another Tigreal band coming in from the side of MMG, and the next band could possibly be a Kaja, so that there is nothing this time which can stop that joy. As for the side of DS, though, I hope they learn from their mistakes a bit and ban out on Mirio's hero pool, possibly the Ixia, as well as the Nathan, or even decide to ban out on Eve Valentina, as the mid lane and gold lane is what MMG needs right now. Meow Meow Gang's last ban, we already said it is going to be another roamer, definitely.
Yeah, I think they have to ban us Riksha. You don't have dive, right? Your all of your picks are already shown. You have the Alpha, you have the Bruno, you have the Aurora. There's no one on your side who's going to be able to catch the Iksha. So just ban it out. Don't take the risk right now. It's the last game. You don't want to do any tries this time around now. Meow Meow Gang, they ban out the Carmela this time, and the Iksha gets banned out by Daaku Sena. So that's good thinking. I mean, at least they did not, I didn't jinx that at least.
Yes, definitely using their brains for better work this time, Team DS. They definitely learned from their mistakes. But then again, Meow Meow Gang still has the complete opportunity to pick up on that Moskov, to pick up on that Nathan, which is such a comfort pick for Mirio on the goal lane, even better than
Yeah.
his Claude than we have seen.
Uh,
But
I don't know
no,
what. Tara,
okay.
let me just cut you off here. I want to see a Layla. I mean, why not, right? You have the high lows, you have the Guttoad, and now you have the Angela as well. A Layla might just, I mean, it's sort of like, you know, a cherry on top at this point.
Definitely, like Aiden is going to be cosplaying the perfect, how to be a perfect eagle. Take the lessons from Eden of Meow Meow Gang, the top squad of India. That's just how good he is on that Angela mid lane. And now DS really needs to answer those heals. With a possible healer themselves, probably the Florine could be coming in, but then they would be lacking frontline. Alpha alone and just Jazz on the EXP won't just cut it for them. And here, Jazz could be looking to pick up on a CC, which is possible for the EXP or even the Yuzhong once again, or even the Khalid, since he is open. But oh, he does go in for the CC pick, and as we were predicting in the previous game, Kufra gets picked up by Daaku Sena right then and there. They definitely have a much better comp in this game, but now Myanmar Gang here, if they pull up with that Layla, things are definitely going to be looking very, very risky for the side of Team DS. And ABC, he will have to position himself so perfectly well to try and save himself from the coming onslaught of high loss Gatotkacha and a hard guard on that joy.
Yeah, I mean, I was begging for this Kufra pick. Now, Mario here picks up the Irithel. I would have, preferred the Layla, but it's fine. Irithel, a, I mean, a very good marksman. She's going to be pretty hard to catch, especially because of the composition of Daaku Sena. But they have a good front line. They have the Kufra. So as long as he lands a few good ultimates onto the Joy, I think it's going to be pretty good for them. Now, Dakusena as well as Meow Gang, their drafts are locked in. But unfortunately, I feel like Meow Gang has a better draft.
Yes, and it's all because of that one Angela pick onto the mid lane. But then again, the mid lane Angela doesn't have the favor in her favor. But then again, of course, if they use the 8-minute roam strategy and pick up on that green roam for themselves, things would start to look different. But look at the early aggression coming in by Meow Meow Gang right there, as they're already stealing away Patroclus' farm. They have learned that rotation, which he usually uses, taking the blue, then taking the red, and move towards the small creeps for that level 4 advantage. But Joseph here, though, has the retribution and will be moving for that red buff here. He would be caught out a little bit low by CC as well as Yamraj, but he will be safely moving in towards his red. On towards the goal lane, that we can see ABC getting caught out a little bit too low for his comfort in the early phase itself, with Iritel having that extra physical penetration because of that first skill. And ABC will really have to play it his very best if they want to secure a win in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Joseph already stole two camps from Alpha, so Alpha reached his level 4 a bit too late. Now, did we miss the first turtle? I'm not sure. I don't think we did. I mean, the teams are just reaching level 4 right now. They're looking for something in the top lane. Kufra going in with the jump, but he is stuck right now. He needs to back out.
Exactly, and he does manage to back out of there.
Mhm.
No spells really getting baited out, but the Spirit of Alpha does get used up. It's a very short cooldown skill ultimate right there, but then again, Joseph would have the advantage with the retribution at the turtle because he does have that one level gap onto Patroclus, and he was already looking for those beats to be used up, and the AOG gets connected, but Patroclus gets the retribution on point in this game, and even the Heart Guard isn't enough to save Joseph from the onslaught, but he gets the first blood as Jazz manages to take a revenge kill onto Karma, hits right into the middle of all that chaos. Team MMG and D is really giving it their so very best in this game. ABC looking for the early damage onto Miria, but Eritel will be the one winning it out in the early game because of that ultimate AoE.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good, but look at that. Look at Joseph. He goes into the back line now. 27 coming in with the taunt. They managed to get the kill as well, but 27 bit too deep. He's going to be stuck between the rock and hard place. Can't really escape that, and he gets caught out. But I do have to say, Absolute Cinema in the top lane having a really tough time trying to counter Mirio. Until he gets that Malefic gun, he just probably has to play it safe.
Exactly so, and now with that, we will be seeing Mirio securing that kill onto ABC in the top lane. Team DS, they still aren't playing around the goal lane, so that is going to be a little bit of a setback for the side of Team DS because they're once again the main late game win condition for the side of DS is going to be the Bruno. The Aurora Alpha, sure, they're going to be doing a lot with the CC and the Spear of Alpha coming in towards the mid to late, trying to catch at least Irithel, Joy, and Angela off guard, but to melt down Karma hits as well as 27, it is only going to be the Bruno who can do that.
So team slowly getting on their way to the power spikes. It's just how well they managed to hold out the game, especially Daaku. Sena need to play it a bit safe now. Jaw is towards the bottom lane. Second turtle of the match is up. Karma hits getting chunked down in the mid lane now. We do see the side team be able to look at that Kusha going in.
Exactly so, and look at that, the Hard Guard is on to Joy. Yamraj is in danger, his passive gets popped off. Patroclus still hasn't taken up the turtle, and Joseph manages to secure it out. Absolute Cinema will get caught out in the middle of 4 people. He shouldn't have engaged there and taken down the top turret.
Went back in to get the total. He secured it, and then he once again, charged onto the Aurora and got the kill as well. So that's the problem. I don't like the Aurora pick, especially because she's not going to be able to do much in this game specifically because you have a full dive in composition, right? Like we talked about in the draft. You have a Hylos, you have a Gutted, you have a Joy as well. I think I would have preferred a Lilia here.
A Lilia or even a Vexana to taunt that Joy as she is going to be using up those beats. And with the Kufra especially, that Vexana can do wonders. But I think they are trying to go in for what Yamraj is more comfortable with. So we will really have to see on how the late game starts to play out for both of these teams because right now, Team MeowMeow Gang definitely has that 6 kills advantage. They shouldn't have let the Joy open for Joseph because ABC is getting knocked out a little bit too hard, but the Tyrant's Revenge comes in for 27, but the Heart Guard is there as well as the Glorious Pathway by Karma hits as they are trying to take down the tier 1 in the top lane. A 4 and 5 member rotation coming in by MeowMeow Gang onto those turrets. They are simply doing their very best to take down as much as possible, and the tier 1 will fall prey to MMG, and Team DS simply can't do anything to protect their tier 1s.
Yeah, I think meanwhile, when the technical issue was happening, the MeowMeow gang got the bot lane inhibitor as well. And this time around, they get the top lane Kufra going in for the jump, but there's no backup from his team. They choose to disengage because the turtle is up and Alpha is doing a 1v1 against the Joy there. But Joy once
Exactly.
again secures the turtle. A bit of a retry problem, but Sultan D is just on the back foot. Oh my god, Alpha, where are you going?
Okay, but the frigid glacier does connect on the two of them, but it's simply not enough to do anything because ABC still does not have the damage, and that hard guard onto the tankiness of 27 and Karma hits as well as Joseph is just creating way too much trouble. It's more than DS can chew on their plate, and DS is definitely on the back foot right now. Look at that AOG connecting once again onto Patroclus, and Yamraj will be forced to bait out his flicker, and even the freeze is not going to be coming in useful right there.
Yeah, but look at that bottom lane. Jazz getting chased by Mirio as well as Joseph. He's trying his best to escape and he does manage to do so. Now, the side of Team Daaku Sena, 5k goal lead behind. Absolute Cinema trying his best to push down the top lane inhibitor, but he better be safe because Karma hits as well as 27 are on to him and they're probably going to try to defend. He does manage to get it, but look at that. Look at bot lane. CC just gets chunked down. They have no response to this joy pick. I mean, I would have just banned it out.
Exactly so, and then once again, except for the Kufra and the Aurora, there isn't enough CC who can actually catch a hyper like Joseph on that Joy. So things are definitely looking more and more risky as the game is progressing. But look at that, the
Ooh,
Tyrant's Revenge does connect on to Joy right there. He's getting caught out a little bit too low. ABC will have to reposition himself. Joseph gets the unstoppable, manages to turn that team fight around as they're going to be chunking down Yamraj. His passive gets baited out, and Joseph will be looking for that engage once again. ABC will be caught out very low. Will have to flicker out under his base turret, which is going to be the inhibitor. And the MMG is just looking way too strong right now, and I don't think there is going to be any possible counter to the amount of lead that they have secured right now.
yeah, I mean, first Lord is up. It's going to be a pretty easy loss for Five Team Meow Gang. They are completely dominating right now, and like you saw talking about, I was expecting it not to be a deja vu of the third game, but sadly it is. They cannot counter those picks, right? I mean, the Aurora is not able to stop anyone right now, and the Bruno has no damage, and even if he gets the damage, he's going to have a tough time, especially because of Angela's heart guard onto Gatot or onto Hylos or uh, onto Joy as well. So he is gonna, by the time he chunks them down, he's gonna get chunked down instead, and that's gonna be the problem. And Lord marching down in the bottom lane. I think they can defend this Lord, but it's gonna cause them a lot of inhibitor.
Exactly, so that things are looking really dire for the side of Team DS right now. And unless and until there's something really miraculous, and look at that, the AOG connecting
Ooh.
once again onto ABC. He will be caught right away by Mirio, but the
Ooh.
three-man Tyrant's Revenge coming in by Lavia's Bell onto that mid lane turret. But no, Joseph manages to convert that all for himself, and MMG gets the perfect wipeout from their side. They are showing the power they have. They showed that we don't care if we were AFK, we're just trolling around with you guys. We gave you that split second of hope which you had in the previous game because we are here to take the series. We'll secure our spot in the grand finals. We'll see you again if you make it here, but we are here to keep our throne to ourselves.
Yeah, it's just a easy game, especially since Alpha can't really counter the speed of Joy when he's farming up, and it was just the lack of communication from side of Team DS. We saw Kufra diving in, but he just had no follow-ups. He did manage to get the Joy that one time around, but that hard card was right on point to save him, and sadly his team does not have the damage to take down the Joy. I like you were saying, I think the Vexana maybe or Lilla would have been a much better companion for that Kufra pick, but unfortunately they do lose out. Now, I'm not sure if they go into the lower brackets or if they're out of the tournament, but they did do very well, right? They won 2 games, they tried their best, but sadly, I think the draft failed them.
Exactly, it was just a draft gap coming in, just like what happened in the third game. That perfect deja vu coming in for the side of Team GS, but then again, they will be moving down towards the lower